This is perfect midweek or like on a Wednesday or Thursday when you need sort of break the week with like a nice little treat. Could either have a beer at the end of the day or you can have some burgers for lunch or both. But this is such a good treat. What's up, baby? We're making burgers today. So, ingredients. Here we have 12% fat beef mince. You can use anything above 10% here. I wouldn't use anything below 5% fat beef mince. Wouldn't really be good for burgers because there wouldn't be as much taste, and typically the fat has a different texture too. It wouldn't be as juicy. So I'd go usually at least 12. 20% is also really good, but I'm picking 12 here just because it's a little bit more healthy, in my opinion. These are some of the macros. And then we've got iceberg lettuce as our salad of choice. We've got 1 tomato for a little topping. We have American cheese. You can pick any cheese you want. I just think American cheese is really good for burgers and for melting. And for the bun, we've got 4 seeded brioche burger buns. These are actually a little bit more expensive. I went overkill with them. You really don't need something that high quality. But yeah, I just wanted to make really nice burgers. So this is what we've got. For our pan of choice, let's pick something decently big. And let's put the heat on. We're going to try to complete this under 10 or 15 minutes. So heat's already on. We want to be able to smash the burgers as well. So let's grab a little pan. This one. Just doing some prep here. We'll prep some parchment paper. Yeah. Perfect. I know this is bad. I'll clean it up later. Let's do 250 grams of meat for 2 burgers. So this is a 500 gram pack. So let's split it in 2. About that. Here we go. Segment that into 2 portions. About that. Yeah, good. Then make a little sort of ball out of it. And here we've already put the pan on high heat because we want to get a nice crust on the burger. So the pan is going to be scorching when we put these down. We've got a little ball going here. It's good. I think this might actually get too warm. I'm going to reduce it by a bit. Then it's time for this one. Here you can actually salt this. Kind of forgot to. But let's salt it real quick. Generous on it. Let's do some pepper as well. There we go. Kind of fold that. Fold that. Okay, good. Here you don't want to compact it too much, just because you want to, I don't know. If you compact it too much, then there won't be any sort of nooks and crannies, which is how you get some sort of juices and a bit more texture. So you want to just make it into a rough ball like this, like that. Each one of these is 125 grams. Let's bring them over to the pan. here we're gonna do a makeshift presser. So let's put this down, put this on top, get the pan on, and then press. It's one beautiful burger. That's good. Let's do a second one. This one's already kind of sticking there. Let's try to move it a tiny bit. I'm not gonna risk it actually. Fuck it. Let's have this one too. And here you'll notice I didn't even put any sort of oil in, simply because these burgers are fatty enough to not stick. The fat from the 12% is basically gonna render, and that'll be sort of our oil, so you don't really need to add any oil. Just want to make sure it's pretty even here. What we could have done is salt it at this point as well, but that's fine. Next we want to prepare our toppings as well as the sauce while the burger's cooking. So just trying to be efficient here. Got this. Give it a wash because we had raw meat on it. We also had raw meat on the knife, so let's wash that as well. There you go. Perfect. Now, tomato. Give that a quick wash. We're not going to put too much, just the middle slices really. And thin slices like that. It's more decorative than anything really. Oh. So what happens when you go too thin? Do 2 slices per burger. Here we could also add onions. I don't think I have any. Okay. Let's also get the burg going. So I was a bit awkward. We don't need too much either. And really you could use any other type of salad. It's just I like iceberg on my burgers. Even though it's not the most nutritious, I just think it tastes really good. And to me, burgers, yeah, you can make them healthy, but I kind of have them when I feel like having something a little bit shaky. This is what we've got on this one. This is what we've got here. That's looking good. 20% beef would be even juicier, but this is juicy enough in my opinion. 5% beef would, 5% fat would just be very, very dry. Here, this is a good time to put some cheese so that it starts melting. If you want, you could even go doubles on the cheese. In my case, I don't feel like I need to. That's enough fat, I reckon. So let's take care of this lettuce. Give it a quick wash. That's good. Yeah, you could either shred it or leave it whole. Not too sure what I'm gonna do. I might do sort of, yeah, let's do half of it shredded. Let's do like this. So 1 whole leaf per burger. Like that. And then the rest will kind of shred it. There we go. Good. Burger's looking good. Let's put the heat down a bit and let's put some mayo on our buns because we're gonna lightly toast them. And you could either put mayo or butter on the buns. For me, I just feel like mayo gives it a better taste and a better crust, and it's also obviously more liquidy, so it's much easier to spread than butter is, and you can get sort of a very even spread of mayo. Oh, just some there. See, this is very even. If you were to do this with butter, it'd be a lot harder. But mayo works very much the same way. So that's 1 burger. Here we're doing 2 burgers. Depending on how much you eat, I'm sure you can get away with just eating 1 burger, or you could even have 1 burger but you double stack the patties. If you want to have less bread or less carbs. So yeah, plenty of ways to offer variations to this. Instead of these toppings, you could use something else. You could add some pickles to it. So there's really tons of ways in which you could change this. The burgers look good. So let's pull them off the heat. They're still gonna cook a little bit internally while we let them rest. And ideally we'll sort of cut into them just to make sure that the meat inside is properly cooked. For now, let's just toast these. Really put the heat low here. We're not trying to burn them. This is sort of one of the last parts that could really screw up the burgers if you just completely burn the buns. So we want to put it on relatively low heat and just watch the heat there. In the meantime, we're gonna make a little sauce. I like mayo in it. I like ketchup. You could also add mustard. You could add sriracha. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. This is where you can put some of your own little personality in. For me, I'm just gonna do a simple. Let's do mayo, tomato, ketchup. And let's do some Dijon mustard as well. Let's check on our buns real quick. Okay, do what you preach. See, so it's gonna be a bit uneven just because of the fire distribution on this. So you want to make sure you orientate them the right way so it cooks pretty evenly. Just need to add this. What you could even do here is add some pickle juice just to give your sauce some acidity. but I reckon this will be fine for me. Or you could even do sort of barbecue sauce. Give it a little taste. If it's good, it's good. For me, that's good enough. You could even do sort of jam or peanut butter. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. Okay. Let's up the fire a bit. See, this is almost done. This is almost done. I'm gonna put the fire especially on these two here because these are more well done. Not sure how we're doing for time, but I'm sure this has been very quick. Okay, good enough. Let's go. Off the heat. Put those down. There we go. Got some beautiful buns. And the reason for toasting them is everything's just gonna adhere to it better, as in stuff isn't gonna plunge into the buns, the sauce isn't gonna infiltrate into it, it's just gonna be layered. And if you're using some stuff like tomatoes especially, which are very watery, then usually if you don't toast your buns, you'll get some tomato juices dripping into it. Whereas this sort of layer of crust is making sure that, you know, water's keeping away from that. Yeah. Next, we're gonna apply some of our sauce to the bottom and top buns. And just evenly spread that, like so. This is bottom, this is top, this is top, so that one, perfect. Then you can assemble it however you want. Here, let's do lettuce on the bottom. Lettuce on the bottom. Now let's do our meat on the bottom, on the second. And then we're gonna add tomatoes on the top. And once again, here you could have a layer of pickles or onions, or caramelized onions, or even mushrooms. That's what I like about burgers, is you can really sort of personalize them. But this is what I usually do. Sort of minimal. Keep it simple. You'll end up with something like this. Beautiful. Total, this can take, what, like 15 minutes? I think we're at 18 minutes now. But yeah, we could have done this a little bit more quickly. Let's take these to a living room, to the studio. Time for some B-roll. All right, well, this is pretty much it. As always, we're gonna have the protein, carbs, and price on the screen. Probably now it'll be in the form of the table here. But yeah, I'll put the price for these as well. This and the recipe in the description. If you can, go and follow me on Instagram, as well as YouTube and TikTok. Pretty much post relatively the same stuff there, but from time to time you might see content that is only on one platform. But yeah, this has been the 15-minute burger. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm gonna take a few pictures of this and a thumbnail as well, and then I'll catch up with you for the first bite. Right, picture's done. First bite, baby. Let's do this. perfectly cooked. Wow. This is perfect midweek, or like on a Wednesday or Thursday, when you need sort of break the week with like a nice little treat. Could either have a beer at the end of the day, or you can have some burgers for lunch, or both. But this is such a good treat. It's not too unhealthy either. You know exactly what's in there. If you want to make it healthier, you could change the cheese for something more healthy. You can, the meat, once again, this is as lean as I would go. 12%. You can add, a salad that is a bit more healthy. You can have a side salad. So there's plenty of ways to make this sort of guilt-free. You can go easy on the sauce, not use mayo, but instead something a little bit more light. So yeah, plenty of variations to this. This is a great burger. It only takes about 15 minutes to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, stick around for the next video. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to make anything specific. All right, see ya. Love you. Bye.